Good morning, ladies and man. I'm not going to say gentlemen because I don't believe that men are meant to be gentle all the time. Anyways, it is a good morning. I am currently transferring everything off of this camera to this external hard drive because I'm out of space and I need more space. So we're making space and then we'll be on the way. Autopilot, VHF, instruments, all on. Push off. Shoot. We definitely need to get gas. We need to fill up the diesel tank. Didn't really think about that one. We'll have to find somewhere. Okay, we pulled up to what's supposed to be a fuel dock here at the Belhaven Marina. It's 7 in the morning going on 7:30. I tried radioing them. I tried walking to the office. Nobody is awake or working or alive. I haven't seen a single person. 7:30 in the morning. Not a single person walking around. Nothing going on at the fuel dock. These people don't like to work, I guess. So I'm just pouring the 5 gallons of diesel I have in this into my tank instead. We're not topping off today because nobody wants to work. Alright, well, that was a mess. I reek like diesel now. I got diesel on my coat, diesel on my boat. I have to filter it when I take it out of the cans because, you know, I don't want any of the sediment or potential diesel bug that was growing in those cans. I can't have it going into my tank, but the filter is a complete mess. Like, it doesn't drain out. You pour everything into the filter cup, but then not everything drains through the filter cup, so you're left with the filter like dripping diesel after the fact. And then there's like some left in it that you have to pour somewhere, and you can't, like, it's not possible to pour it streamlined, so it just spills everywhere. It's very annoying. I'm really not a fan of having diesel all over me. But that's what you get when people don't want to fucking work, is you gotta do shit yourself. Fucking 7:45 in the morning, nobody at the fucking fuel dock on a Tuesday, bro. Hope that pussy's getting his fucking beauty rest. Fucking pussy, dude. Got enough money coming in from the people I scam charge them $100 to tie up for the night, so I don't need to show up to work at 7:45 in the morning because I've already scammed enough people into tying up at my docks. Fucking pathetic, bro. Fuck you, CIA.
Said I didn't have enough, thought I never sold up, didn't think I had
This wind is a bit unfortunate right now. It's been sustaining for about 15 minutes or so, between 15 and 20, just directly at our head, which is slowing us down by anywhere from 1 to 2 knots. So it's quite unfortunate, but what can I do about it? What can I do about it? I should have left a little earlier, but we had that fiasco with the diesel. I guess I should have got diesel last night. Whatever. We'll just move slow. This is getting a bit silly now. The wind has kept up the whole time. Not in the forecast on windy, not in the forecast on predict wind, not in the forecast on Orca. And you guys think I'm joking about this CIA stuff, man. You guys saw all the chemtrails in the sky this morning. The whole sky was filled with them. And now look at what's happening. You're gonna tell me there's no correlation there? Engine at 2,800 RPMs, and we're doing 3 knots hardly. Not great, not great. We're getting ready to turn around this buoy up here, and after that maybe we could kick the old head sail out. Now we're sailing. We're sailing upwind with just the head sail at maybe about 3.5 knots. Hopefully we can do this for about 30 minutes. I'll give the engine a 30-minute break, and by that time we'll probably be making our way into another small channel, which will take us to another canal. I don't know if I'm going to anchor before the canal or try and get through the canal today. Haven't decided that yet. I know when I was planning on my anchorage earlier, I was looking at before the canal, but I don't know. Now I'm kind of thinking I just want to get through it. The problem is finding a spot to anchor, so I'll just have to consider what time it is by the time we get to the canal. But once we get out of this opening and make our way into the channel, I don't really want to be sailing because we have less control. We have less steerage when we're sailing, and you know, you don't want to be maneuvering tight places while you're sailing. So it's best to put the sails away and turn the engine on for that. So that's what we'll do in about 30-40 minutes from now, so long as we can keep this wind and keep on course here. Got a bit of a lean now, and we're doing 5.5 knots with that's about 17-18 knots of wind. Just the head sail, not so bad, not so bad. It's too bad we can't ride this wind for longer, because we only got about 20 minutes left before we need to before we need to turn the engine on to maneuver into this little bit here. So what is this? What do they call this? Right now we're coming across the Pamlico River, and we'll be making our way into Goose Creek. Goose Creek to, I assume, the Goose Creek Canal. I don't know. Either way, it's part of the Atlantic Intercoastal Waterways, or the ICW. Really, we could have rode that wind for maybe another 10 minutes, but it was getting a bit intense there, and it was taking us, it was going to take us too far right of the entrance to Goose Creek. So rolled it in there, which was not an easy task. We had about 20 knots of wind as I was rolling it in, and now we're just engineering to get into Goose Creek here with the wind coming in at 20 knots. Once we get in here into Goose Creek, we will have protection from the swells. Certainly we'll have protection from the waves, but I'm hoping that once we get further up in there, we'll have some protection from the wind as well. Not so sure on that, but it would be nice. If we don't start getting protection from the wind once we get further back here, I don't know if today's the day to go through the canal, guys. I don't want 20 knots of wind at our head all day long. That would just be kind of like, why would I battle that? Yeah. Not the most comfortable going right now. This wind is pushing us hard, and it's not really stopping at all. And we're just trying to get into the inlet here. I don't know if you guys can see it, but there's green and red buoys that we're trying to get through. We're trying to go through the middle because there's shoaling on both sides of it. The wind is pushing us so strong this way that I've got us angled up to the other side of that green buoy, and honestly by the time we get to them we'll probably be going right through the middle because this wind is pushing us so hard. Crazy. It's really quite unfortunate, guys. We're in the mouth of Goose Creek now, getting back into it. To have to turn this way, and that'll take us directly into the wind. It's even picking up now, guys. We're pushing right into it. Slowed down to 2 knots with the engine at about 2,800 RPMs. Certainly quite unfortunate. Or is it? I don't know. So easy to say, could have done this, could have done that, could have stayed at Belhaven for a couple of days and waited for better sailing weather, blah 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 blah. I'm here right now, so none of that was ever an option. The only option is what's ahead of me. 26, 27. This is gonna slow us down to a stop. Still moving. Hopefully these intense gusts don't last. Forecast says it's supposed to chill out and then get a bit rowdy again early this morning or late tonight, however you want to say, however you look at it. But you know, with the CIA doing whatever the heck they do up in the sky, I don't really know about these forecasts. And we should be into the canal in about 20 to 30 minutes, depending on whether the wind wants to stay at 20 knots or 25. Just up there. And I've decided I'm just gonna go through it. It'll only take us about an hour, 2 hours tops, hopefully, probably, to get through it. And it's only 12:30 right now, so that'll put us on the other side of the canal at I don't know, let's say 3 p.m. 3 p.m., 3:30 p.m. And then find a place to anchor, although it's gonna be quite rowdy the next couple of days and through the night tonight, so I don't know. We're gonna figure it out though. We will eventually. We're making our way into the canal here. We're now in it basically. And I imagine if the wind was coming from any other way, we'd have protection, but it's coming straight down the canal. Yesterday, a guy passed me in a big trolley like that, and I've been passed by plenty of them now. I've been passed by yachts, actually, that put out even much bigger wakes than this. I'm talking like literally like 4 or 5 foot waves. But the one that passed me yesterday, that was the first time anyone has ever called me on the VHF and said, hey, I'm coming up on your stern, I want to pass you on your port side. Don't worry, I'm gonna back her off as soon as I get to you so my wake doesn't kill you. And I was literally, I've been passed, so I couldn't count how many times I've been passed by these boats now. You know, I live on this boat, I've been out here for a while now. And that was the first time anyone ever had the courtesy to do that. This guy did, it wasn't so bad. I mean, he passed right next to us and we're going sort of like along with his wake. You know, it didn't affect us too much. It's when you get the freaking big yachts that pass you at like 30 knots and then they put out like 5 foot wakes that come at your side and you're just like crazy out of nowhere. You know what I realized as we're now in this canal is that we've actually had the current working against us slightly most of the day today. Didn't even really think too much about that. It's gonna die off here later in the afternoon, but right now it's potentially up to like 0.4, probably like 0.3, 0.4 knots going against us, along with the wind. This is Chief Tuckahoe here, talking to you from underneath the Hoboken Bridge. The more I think about it now, I know I've changed my mind a lot today. Even if I have to go into dark, I am thinking I should just get myself to Oriental, and then we can take a day or two off from being on the road before we make our way down Adams Creek and by the ocean. That way I just don't have to worry or stress about being at anchor with the winds we're supposed to have the next couple of days. I know the anchorage at Oriental probably will not be that great either, but it'll be better than being out here as far as safety goes anyways. Obviously I'd much rather be out here, but that might be what I try to do. It's 1:30 now. We're doing 3.5 knots with the wind still coming at us from the head like it's been all day. Hasn't really let up. So once we get out of this canal, we should be able to angle down, and that'll put us at a nice angle to sail to get down and out here. And then the only problem is once we get out here, we're gonna be going upwind again, and well, I imagine with the wind blowing all day, it's gonna be a little bit uncomfortable out there in the open. But if we could pick up speed and our time to destination decreases to be something like decreases to be more like getting to Oriental at sunset rather than after dark, that would be quite nice, even with a little bit of uncomfortable upwind sailing. So long as we're able to do this from a sailing perspective, because Orca tends to think I can sail closer to the wind than I actually can. Yeah, I don't know. That's plan C or D. I'm not sure which one we're on now. We're about ready to put the sail out. It's looking to be like it's gonna be a bit of a Hoboken kind of a ride. get a little bit more out. Maybe. Fuck. Trying to get a little bit more out, but there's too much freaking wind, mate. We're doing 4.5 knots. The engine's on idle with just that little bit of head sail out. I want to get a little bit more out, but there's too much tension on the line. I can't budge it. So pretty soon, once we make our way far enough out into the Neuse River, we're gonna be turning up this way, which will take us to Oriental. But in order to do so, we're gonna have to make a tack, which means I'm gonna have to put the sail on this side. So in order to do that, just to make it easier on myself, I got the engine on. I'm gonna roll the sail in a bit and then make a turn and get the wind on the other side of us, and then I'll put the sail out on that side and roll it back out. Fasten your seatbelts, we are about to make a tack. Scratch that, tack aborted. We cannot sail up the river. The wind's coming at our head. And this always happens with Orca, bro. They always think that I can sail straight into the wind. It's extremely, I'm getting really tired of Orca. I don't know. We're literally motoring head into wind, into these waves. We slowed down to almost stopped right there. I think you could see. I don't really know what to do. I'm thinking. I think the only thing to really do is to keep going forward. So we're gonna do that, but I can't keep cranking on this engine into the wind and the waves like this. So I'm gonna angle back out and go back to the course we were on before we put the sail away. And we're gonna go out off course into the river a bit, into the Neuse River, and then we'll cut back once we're out far enough to where we can get an angle to where we can cut back and be able to sail. Because without being able to sail, we're just we're at the mercy of the waves here. We need enough speed to be going into them. All right, we're back. We're cutting out. We're cutting out off course because we can't sail at this angle because Orca is a fucking retard. Piece of shit navigation system. Fuck you, Orca Technologies. And yeah, once we get out far enough, maybe we can make an angle this way, and we'll just have to keep doing that into the dark. Because honestly, I was thinking, when I was thinking about sunset, I was still thinking 6 p.m. I forgot the sun is now setting at 5 p.m. So that gives us an hour and a half left of light. I might be able to make that turn now, but these waves are fucking me up out here right now. In just about as much as I can afford to, and I still don't think we got enough of an angle on this wind. We're gonna try. Kind of working. It's kind of working, but we are still a little bit too close to the wind. That rope is on that shroud and I don't like that. We got an hour of sun left and about 14 miles to go, but that 14 miles might very well take us 4 hours to get there. Look at this. Orca actually thinks I can sail on the blue line here. The way that I'm going is still not far enough angled out. Orca, stop playing with me, bro. They are saying that we currently have 8 knots of wind with 12 knot gusts. Yet we have 18 knots of wind sustained. How can you get the current weather wrong? This is really not how I saw today going, but I know some of y'all think I'm crazy, but bro, you guys saw the sky this morning. It was literally like 50 plus chemtrails. The entire sky was chemtrails. You guys saw it. I have it on camera. And look at how the day turned out. The weather did everything that it wasn't supposed to do. And we've had the wind at our head the entire time, no matter which way we turn. But I'm crazy. Fuck you, CIA. You can't do shit to me. I'm still making it to my spot, bitch. The wind is chilled out now. I think I'm done sailing for the night though. I'm just gonna engine the rest of the way. I don't want to keep, I just want to get there, you know. I don't want to try and sail upwind and have to do a tack every 20 minutes. So we should be there in about an hour. And hopefully there's a spot to anchor inside the harbor, because I know there's not there's more than likely there's not a spot at the Freetown docks, and you know, I don't want to drive all the way in there knowing already that there's probably not a spot. But hopefully there's a spot to anchor. Hopefully there's not a shitload of people there. We're gonna find out though. I know I said I was done sailing for the night, but I just put out a little bit of sail. I couldn't resist. We just got, the wind came back in and it's coming at us enough from the side where we can catch some of it at least, so might as well, eh? I just turned the engine off, probably for about 10 minutes here. It's just, you know, just because I can. We're doing about 4 knots with just a little bit of the head sail out, and it's nice. We're night sailing right now, guys. Welcome to Oriental. Just got the anchor down. It's a tight fit in here. We're very close to other boats, which is pretty uncomfortable, especially considering the wind. But we're here. Peak wind the next 12 hours, 4.8 knots, currently 13. Well, I really wanted to make some biscuits to celebrate that I made it, but it's not happening. I just basically over the last 4 hours I ate a half a jar of peanut butter, and that's gonna be it for me today. I'm tired, although I don't know how comfortably I'm gonna sleep because the wind is going absolutely nuts out there. It's been like, I don't know, I'm just gonna guess it's been gusting like 25, 30 for the last 30 minutes. Oh fuck. It's raining outside and now our anchor is drifting. Good morning. We're in Oriental. Last night got crazy, guys. I anchored on the other side of that guy, and then the 30-mile-an-hour winds came in for about an hour and blew me around, almost blew me into that yellow mini catamaran, and then almost blew me into that guy over there. And so I was just cranking on the engine at like 3,000 RPMs just to keep myself stable into the wind, to stop myself from going any further and actually running into one of those boats. I think I was out here for maybe an hour just holding myself off of the boats and then trying to get the anchor up. The anchor was like behind me, so I was just like holding the boat into the wind with the anchor holding me back. Yeah, it was a pretty crazy situation last night. Obviously, even if I did get it on camera, it would all just be completely black with some rain splatter on the lens. It was raining, 30-mile-an-hour winds. I had to captain this shit, and I did it, bro. And I did it. And I moved. I ended up getting the anchor up, and just moved over here. I said, fuck it, this isn't a place to anchor. We're literally in the middle of the channel, of the shipping lane where the ships come in here. But what else am I gonna do, right? So here we are. Slept pretty decent last night. I would have liked to sleep for a bit longer, but what can you do? I think I'm gonna chill out here for a day, and then we'll make our way down Adams Creek, because after yesterday and last night, I'm not about to I'm resting today. I really don't like how close we are to this wall. To those rocks, but I knew the wind wasn't really gonna blow us that way last night. I didn't know, but the forecast didn't say. And I don't think it's supposed to start blowing that way until tomorrow, so we'll just keep an eye on it. But I definitely don't want to get blown into the rocks, I'll tell you that much.